It's your boy, Brainsmasher. Hey, if you like music that doesn't matter and opinions that don't matter, then you are in the right place. Collection update. Seeing that it's Sunday, we're gonna do it. I had been kind of feeling like, no, I'm not really buying that much music. I'm kind of taking it easy, but we both know that's bullshit. I've actually got a lot of stuff to get through. I got a lot of stuff coming in too. So I was kind of taking it easy until like the last 2 days. I got 4 CDs today and 4 CDs yesterday. So whatever. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for coming. We're going to be listening to this fabulous new full length. It's not new. 2004 is when Haemoth released Vice, Suffering, and Destruction. This is out of France. It's just some cold black and white black metal kind of stuff. It's kind of good. I've been kind of digging into the nasty stuff again lately, and it's been hitting the spot. We'll cover a few that fit that mold. So let's see, where should we start? The top of the pile, I suppose. So I ordered from Ominous Domain. Yeah, they're already out of order. I fucked up. Ominous Domain, because I wanted to purchase in anticipation of their live performance in Chicago this July, Ruins of Beverast's Enchanting the Grave Mold EP, which I never got around to buying. I ordered it and a couple other things, and they sent me Blood Vault instead of what I wanted. But graciously, they responded the very next day and are sending me the correct album, and I get to keep copy of Blood Vault, which I already had, funny enough. So, anyways, what else I ordered from Ominous Domain? This was in the cheapo pile. This is Mani with the full-length Collapse. A couple of videos ago, I talked about the Norwegian black metal classic band Manes. This is a continuation of Manes in a more updated format. I don't know. It's not all that updated, honestly. But if you don't know, Manes changed style from being traditional Norwegian black metal, vampiric kind of keyboard kind of stuff to being completely fucking different. Electronic, Radiohead-ish kind of experimental kind of shit. So apparently the dude wanted to kind of get back into the original style, and that was why this happened. Avant-Garde put this out in 2012, and it's okay. I'm curious to hear what he would do after this, if he does more of this. I don't know. You know, I feel like when a band comes back together, that's not always something I can get behind, honestly, but when a band does get back together, I feel like it might take an album or two to really find their stride again. But he released an amazing album by Manes last year that was really good in the newer, updated sort of style. So I don't know if he's going to get back to doing this anytime soon or whatnot, but it's okay. For $5, I don't mind. The other thing that I picked up, which is already fucking buried, of course, is the new one from Sweden's Nasheim. Love this band. They do no wrong. Although I don't spend as much time listening to them as I wish I did. I believe his last album, Solens Vemod, came out 2014 or so, and it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I have listened to maybe half of this so far, and it does not disappoint. It's very dreamy, atmospheric, very accessible. Pretty good so far. It is what I expected, so I'm happy about that. Also, so I went down to my local record store because a buddy of mine showed me that he had bought Satan's Almighty Penis. Hi, John. As well as a couple other albums that I love, and I was like, if those are down there, there's probably a shit ton more down there. So I went down to look. And they've now taken the used CD section, my home base, and they have a metal section in there for the first time, I think, ever. And I've been going to this record store for 20 years. So I am delighted that there's a metal section there now. And I found a few things that I needed to fill in my collection. Leviathan, Massive Conspiracy Against All Life. This is my favorite Leviathan, for sure. This is a band that I think is maybe kind of a little bit overrated. Maybe one of those things that has like more output than necessary or whatever. But this is a stunning, brutal, just terrifying release. So yeah, I don't go too crazy about Leviathan because some of his albums are amazing and others are pretty good. So that's where I stand with that. This is good, and I'm happy to have it on CD. I already have it on LP. Also picked up a few Darkthrone albums. Darkthrone are a band that I think I finally decided that I want to get everything from. And Darkthrone are probably the only band that I would feel that way about. Even some of my favorite bands, if they have a dud in their discography, I don't fucking want it. But Darkthrone are a band, and they had a period after Total Death where I said, you know what, I think I'm good for a while. So I would check out their new albums from here and there, and none of them really did much for me until the Arctic Thunder a couple of years ago. So then I decided to start looking back into those albums that I had skipped over, and I enjoyed listening to them and revisiting them with the commentary over them. Those Peace Still reissues with Ben Riz's commentary over the albums are so good. I am a sucker for commentary. I'll watch my favorite movies with commentary on and whatnot. I think they're so informative, and it's such a fun way to add to the music. Anyway, so I picked up a couple from the era of Darkthrone that I hadn't previously delved into. We've got Circle the Wagons, as well as FOAD. I don't know what it stands for, but these are the punk era of Darkthrone, and I don't love them, but I got them now. We'll see. Gonna have to kind of speed things up here. Things are moving along. Also got Plague Wielder. I think I did revisit this one most recently with the commentary, and wound up really, really liking it. It has been interesting to see as I've been getting into kind of the metal YouTubing community, as well as down a little bit on Instagram, seeing how many people really, really love the post Total Death or post Panzerfaust era of Darkthrone. I think it's pretty fucking clear that the first 4 Darkthrone records are, bar none, unequaled, amazing masterpieces. And after that, they're pretty good, in my opinion. But I don't know. They've got a great discography. I really do appreciate how they don't get boring, and they seem to still stay passionate about what they're doing. They're like the one Norwegian metal band that has stayed, just hasn't ruined themselves or whatnot. A couple LPs, Obtained Enslavement, Witchcraft. This is a perfect masterpiece of an album. A lot of people are stoked about this finally being available again, thanks to Peaceville. A few things of note, I guess, are that the album cover is different. This is the CD version of the album cover. I guess I do prefer this. It's just kind of the collector in me just kind of wishes it was the same as the original LP version. But, you know, what can you do? Nice presentation here. They put the band photos a little smaller. I do kind of wish these were larger, because these are some of the most iconic black metal band photos there ever were. We've got a couple band photos there. This is black vinyl. I don't know if they did any special edition on the LP or not, but I got the black. Another thing to note is that the outro, which I have always absolutely loved, is now, O Nocturne, is now an intermission or an interlude in the middle of the album. It just turned out that way lengthwise. A couple people were wondering why they did that. It wasn't like they set out to ruin the record or whatnot. I believe it was also that way on the original LP issue of this, and I think it plays fine that way. The only reason it sounds wrong or seems wrong is because you're used to it being the other way around. So, I don't know. I think it was the best they could do with that situation. And it was a problem that had already been confronted and addressed. Also, one of my favorite subscribers, Dave, how you doing, Dave? From up in Minnesota, we've gotten into the habit of gifting each other CDs, and he sent me the new one from Ulthar the other day. I was just immediately sucked in by this artwork. Get a goddamn load of that. And I gave it a listen, and I really liked it, and I had decided that it was something I wanted to get on CD. This is on LP at my local record store, but this was one of those that I thought, you know what, I need to listen to get this on CD. So I don't know how Dave knows what to get me, but this was a dead-on fucking present. I listened to it a little bit, and it is killer. If you're into Tomb Mold or Ghastly or, you know, that other kind of revival, old school death metal kind of stuff, you won't be disappointed. It is solid. Elegy Records out of New Jersey is calling it a day. I put in an order with them, and I fucked up bad. What was it? The website said they needed my CVS code or whatever from my credit card CVV number, and I didn't put it in, and I fucked up, and the shit that I ordered got sold to somebody else. So I reordered, picked up a few things. This is Obsecration, the Inheritors of Pain, Greek black death metal from '96. So this is a fucking, this has got to be one of the lengthiest compendium. This is a fucking longest compendiums that I've ever seen. This is a full-length record, Inheritors of Pain, as well as, and this is impossible to read, EP 93, Demo Tape 91, and Rehearsal 92. There's 21 tracks on this son of a bitch. This is some really, really killer stuff. I do wish the reissue wouldn't have revised the cover art so much, because this picture, I feel like, is kind of an iconic image to an album that is pretty hugely forgotten. I don't know why I'm breaking apart this fucking album in front of you, but I am. It is killer. You should like it. It's really unique. It's just a really fun listen. If you're into any of that Greek stuff, check out the link below. I'll make sure that you can listen to it easily. Also picked up this Abhomine for larvaeophil swine. You know, I'm a big Helmkamp fan, especially because of Angel Corpse, and Karosphorus was pretty killer. I don't know. I'm glad he's staying active, and I know he's had some health hardships in the last few years, so I know this is probably a hard thing to pull off, but I don't know. I thought it was alright. I'm gonna give it a couple more listens and see what I think of it now that I own it. I don't know, something completely different. I went and saw Neil Hamburger live the other night. It is a tradition. I've probably seen Neil Hamburger live 8 times or so. This is my favorite stand-up comedian. This is probably the only stand-up comedian that I can really stomach. And this honestly is one of my most respected celebrities. His work on Twitter is absolutely mind-blowing. But so this is an interesting release. I don't really know how to help you out if you're not familiar with Neil Hamburger already, but he's got this sort of tongue-in-cheek sort of, I'm an old-timey comedian that has managed to stumble my way into the current years or something. He's a bad comedian. He's an insult comic kind of thing. He started out doing like prank calls and stuff. But the thing is, he's runs with the Southern California crowd of musicians that are like post Mr. Bungle and stuff like that. He was in a band called Faxed Head that's really cool. But this is a really interesting release. He did like a country album a couple of years ago. He runs with like Tim Heidecker and stuff like that. But somebody produced this album of like 60s beach rock kind of music. This is basically kind of like a Pet Sounds album with Neil Hamburger on it. Jack Black does some vocals on it. There's a lot of guest musicians and stuff. There's Beatles covers on it and whatnot. Fuck the Beatles, but whatever. There's an Andrew Lloyd Webber song. So like, there's some originals. There's some. There's a Heart song, "Crazy on You." It's just hilarious, and yeah, that's the new one from Neil Hamburger. I also picked up, finishing out. Is this getting louder and louder and louder, or what? Finishing out my The Wizard discography, picked up Pathways into Darkness on Barbarian Wrath. Yeah, hand numbered 24 out of 666. Traditional Doom, kind of like Pentagram, Obsessed, stuff like that, which I don't really care for, but there's just something about this band that I really, really love. Aussie band, they're great. I think I need to move on. Keep on moving, speeding up here. This is In Cursus. If you can't read that, that says In Cursus. With A Destuo, or something like that. Forever Plagued Records put this out 2011, 12, something like that. This is one of the most infernal fucking bands there are. And I say that primarily because I had an experience with them live in the mountains of Colorado in the year 2006. And it was an amazing experience. I won't go into too much detail, but it was just one of the most black metal experiences I have ever had. And so, I don't know, it just took me a really long time to get around to picking this up. This material is not as good as their full length. Just an insert with some gobbledygook blah blah blahs on it. Their album, Infernal Funeral Trance, something like that, was a masterpiece. And I can't believe more people didn't catch on to that. And it needs to be issued on vinyl. But this EP is pretty good. These guys are friends with like Demon Seed and stuff like that, so you know, US black metal that is just unholy and fucking legit. Good stuff. That band I think is now done, and I think he's doing a project called A Destuo, which is the title of that EP.